Hello there, Math 125 fans. I'm Dr. Andy Lovelace. I've taught at the University of Washington for about 20 years. In that time, I've taught about 20,000 students. I'm a teaching professor, which means I teach a lot. Ultimately, that's sometimes not fun because students are upset with me, upset about exams. And so in recent years, I thought, hey, I have a lot of resources. Students seem to like my resources. Maybe I could just help students that aren't in my class. Then they won't be mad at me. So I'm going to do that here. I'm going to do a review session for 125 tomorrow. But if you're watching this video in the future, my goal is to put together little topics-based reviews. I already have quite a few videos on my YouTube channel and a lot of materials on my review page, which students have used for a long time. But I realized recently that students don't read anymore and a video is better. So we're going to do some videos. But I thought as I do this, I'm going to try to use my years of experience to focus on topic specific reviews rather than work through an entire exam. That seems to be something that's been resonating with students. If that's true, I would love you to comment on the video, tell me it's helpful, so that I can convince my department that things like this we should do more of. Okay, so this is just an introduction to this. For each exam, I'm trying to think about what are the pieces, like when I do a review session. So when I do a review session for Math 125 Exam 2, and I really like Math 125, it's a course in integration. It's the most clear course in what you're trying to do. Now, this particular exam, you put a lot of things together from your math background. And so I really wanted to make a review series for this because I think I have some things that can really help you, especially when it comes to identifying integration, doing work problems. I got a lot of stuff on that. So I'm going to try to help direct you in that way. So this is going to be more than 4 parts because I want to say a little bit about each integration technique. It's going to be hard for me to contain myself and not go too long. But I'm going to talk in general about integration techniques and then break out and do a small example, a short video on biparts, trig sub, partial fractions. My real goal is to then point you to resources. I feel like my goal as an instructor often is to empower you to realize, okay, my confusion is right here. And then you can do that. All of this stuff I'm doing, I'm not your instructor. So you should go to your instructor, ask them what you're supposed to study. Ask them what the exam covers. Sometimes the second exam includes arc length. Sometimes it doesn't. So it's going to depend on where you are. But I'm going to talk about the most typical things that happen on the exam and talk about thought process. How do you know how to start problems? It is still your job to look through a lot of old exams. You should look through some exams, just scan through several old exams and start to get a sense of what do I know how to start? What do I not know how to start? You can do that in 5 to 10 minutes. That's often a really good way to start your studying. You are expected to know the homework. Make sure you know if an instructor asks you a question that's identical to a homework question, you don't want to be sitting there staring at it not knowing how to start. Okay, so then beyond that, I'll talk about these pieces. All right, so I hope that's useful. I am going to pull questions mostly from my old exams, so let me show you a couple things before I break out into the other videos. So if you do a Google search for Andy Lovelace, of all the Andy Lovelaces in the world, I have the biggest website. If you scroll down, you will see my Math 125 material. Now, if you're looking at this in the future, some of this changes quarter to quarter, but you can just click Math 125, and for years and years and years, I've made resources to try to help students. And for this one in particular, last quarter was the first quarter that I started making videos. So this is currently, it's winter 2025. So I do have some videos on there, but my other courses, I don't have that built in. I just have but I have lots of review stuff. I just plop it all there. I even have extra projects and things. If you're preparing for exam 2, a good place to go would be my exam 2 review. I talk about, now my exams have a very clear structure. Your instructor might have a slight different emphasis, but if you look through old exams, they're all pretty similar in terms of coverage. A lot of students tell me they like my integration flowchart that summarizes the techniques. Okay, I got a lot of stuff here. You got to know your unit circle. All right. The new thing, which I was just making tonight, and it's going to get better. It still looks terrible, but I wanted to get it to a form I could show you. And this is the review I'm doing tomorrow at the time of doing this video. But if you click here, I'm just trying to make a way to organize my YouTube channel because YouTube does a terrible job organizing things. So there's this Dr. Loveless math videos. This site is brand new. And as I said, it will look better. I just tonight was learning the HTML to do this. And I was unwilling to pay for a site to do it. So this actually takes you to my channel. If you click here, you can go to playlist. You can click on Math 125 review. And there's where I actually go through all the exam. I have structured final exam reviews. This is how I have historically done my reviews. I have a bunch of problems where all I do is work. A bunch of problems where all I do is a different type of work question, a bunch of volumes. So I already have everything there, but I think I'm trying to put together a series here to sort of summarize. In addition to that, I'm trying to organize these as follows because my ultimate goal is to get students to just have an outlet for me to talk to students about some of these fun things I'm doing. I'm teaching Math 126 next term. I hope some of you take it, sections C and D in spring 2025. I'm teaching Math 126 in the summer in a hybrid remote form, and I hope a lot of you can convince your friends to take that. So what I have here is pre-calculus facts. Like if you need, a lot of students struggle with not knowing enough about, like they're worried, I don't know enough graphs. You can go there. I have various things here. Calc 1 facts. I'm adding to this actively. Math 125 have a lot. These are all linked to videos. Test preps, so if you need practice with just these topics, these are videos on those topics. Calc 3, I have a bunch of videos. I just haven't added them yet. Differential equations, calc projects. But the fun stuff, I've been measuring sculptures on campus with tennis balls. Did you know that the other side of the world has the same temperature? Do you know how to make people sit far apart at Thanksgiving? This is the stuff I really want you to see. Do you know how divisibility tricks work? Do you know the history of E? I'm really interested in making more content like this because it's fun for me, and I think it gives students a different perspective than just the grades they're fighting through in these courses. So I hope when the quarter's done, you can come back and look here, tell me on the videos what's helpful to you, but I am going to also add videos here. Okay, so that's my plug for the new thing I'm trying to make. So I'm going to stop this video now, and then I will slowly release over the next day to 2 days my parts here. All right.